Now we will aggregate the demand curve. Note that here the aggregate means that we'll club all the individuals who are buying the product. We'll club all the suppliers who were selling. So our focus till now was on an individual. Okay, right? So he was buying the weekly demand of an individual, right? However, in the market there are many individuals. We need to know what the quantity of demand of tea by all the individuals. So when I say aggregate demand, that is a market demand. So the market demand is the aggregate amount of unit which is demanded by all the individuals. Suppose that let's say there are 100,000 individuals who are consuming the tea, right? So what would be the aggregate demand? The aggregate demand would be multiplying the quantity demanded of individual by 100,000. So we'll have 100,000 into 350.4 minus 0.7 into price of tea. This will be in gram. So note that this was the quantity demanded of tea in gram of an individual. So this is the quantity. I said sometime kg. No, it is actually in gram. So this is your in gram. What we'll do is we'll multiply by 100,000. So since I know that 100,000 gram is 1 kg, so I can convert the quantity demanded of tea in kg also. Right? So what will happen is it will be multiplied with 100, and this will be your quantity of demand of the tea. So this is your quantity demanded of the tea. This will be not in gram, but it would be in kg. So what is the price of the tea? The price of the tea will become 1 by 70. So you will bring this here. So price of tea will be equal to 35040 divided by 70 minus 1 by 70 into quantity, right? So what we say is the aggregation process, it aggregates the quantity and not the price. So remember, we are aggregating the quantity. So I multiply the quantity with 100,000. Don't work with the inverse function. Okay, always work with the direct function to get the aggregate quantity, right? So you should multiply the demand function and not the inverse demand function. Now if you want to aggregate the supply curve, so suppose let's say we are saying that there are 100 firms who are producing the tea, right? So what we can say is quantity supplied will be 100 into your earlier function. So this will be your quantity supplied, and the price, it would become 1 by, so it will be divided by 100 further. So this will be your price of the tea. Right? So this is your supply function, inverse supply function, right? So you get the quantity demanded inverse function after aggregation. So this is your aggregate supply function. How we get it? So we say that quantity supplied will be equal to minus 350 into 100 plus 500 into 100 price. So your price will be equal to quantity supplied divided by 500 into 100 plus 350 into 100 by 500 into 100. So what we see is this 100 will get cancelled, and this will be 350 by 500.7. So the intercept, it does not change. Only what happens is the slope changes. Okay, right? So when you bring more and more firms, there is no impact on the intercept. In the demand side also, you can see that the intercept, it remains the same. Only the slope is being impacted when you bring more and more consumer and more supplier.